The Odyssey by Homer is the epic tale of Odysseus, a Greek hero whose journey home after the Trojan War takes 10 tumultuous years, fraught with danger, divine intervention, and extraordinary tests of will. The story opens 10 years after the fall of Troy, with Odysseus still unable to return to his home in Ithaca, where his wife, Penelope, and son, Telemachus, are struggling in his absence. Suitors seeking Penelope's hand have overrun their home, believing Odysseus to be dead and attempting to seize his wealth and power. 1. The situation in Ithaca. The story begins years after the Trojan War has ended. Odysseus, the wily Greek hero famed for his cunning, has yet to return to his homeland, Ithaca. At home, his wife Penelope and son Telemachus face their own struggles. Believing Odysseus dead, a horde of unruly suitors has taken over his palace, pressuring Penelope to choose a new husband. Penelope, a model of loyalty and intelligence, cleverly delays her choice by promising to marry once she finishes weaving a shroud. But every night, she secretly unravels her work, buying time in the hope that Odysseus will return. Meanwhile, Telemachus grows frustrated with the suitors, but lacks the power to remove them. 2. The divine debate and Odysseus's captivity. While Odysseus is stranded on the island of Ogygia, held captive by the enchantress Calypso, the gods convene on Mount Olympus to discuss his fate. Calypso has fallen in love with Odysseus and offers him immortality if he will stay as her husband. But Odysseus longs for his home and family. Athena, the goddess of wisdom and his protector, convinces Zeus to intervene. Zeus sends Hermes to command Calypso to release Odysseus. Though heartbroken, she agrees, and Odysseus builds a raft to continue his journey home. 3. Odysseus and the Phaeacians. After setting sail from Ogygia, Odysseus is battered by a fierce storm sent by Poseidon, who holds a deep grudge against him for blinding his son, the Cyclops Polyphemus. Barely surviving, Odysseus washes ashore on the land of the Phaeacians, a seafaring people ruled by King Alcinous and Queen Arete. He is discovered by the princess Nausicaa, who, moved by his plight, brings him to her parents. Odysseus is welcomed as a guest and recounts the incredible series of adventures he has endured. 4th. Odysseus's tale of adventures. Odysseus shares the story of his journey since departing Troy, detailing a series of extraordinary adventures. The land of the Lotus Eaters. After being blown off course, Odysseus and his men encounter the Lotus Eaters, who consume a plant that makes them forget their homes and responsibilities. Some of Odysseus's men eat the lotus and lose all desire to return. Odysseus forcibly drags them back to the ship to continue their journey. The Cyclops Polyphemus. On another island, Odysseus and his men encounter the Cyclops Polyphemus, a giant, one-eyed creature. Polyphemus traps them in his cave and begins eating them one by one. Odysseus devises a clever escape by blinding the Cyclops with a sharpened stake. To escape, they hide under the bellies of Polyphemus's sheep, which the Cyclops unknowingly lets out of his cave. Before escaping, Odysseus taunts Polyphemus, revealing his name and earning Poseidon's wrath. The enchantress Circe, Odysseus and his crew then reach the island of Aiaia, home to the sorceress Circe. She turns his men into swine, but with the help of the god Hermes, Odysseus resists her magic. He forces Circe to turn his men back, and they remain on her island for a year. Before they leave, Circe advises him on the challenges ahead. The underworld. Following Circe's instructions, Odysseus travels to the underworld to consult the prophet Tiresias. In the realm of the dead, Tiresias warns Odysseus of Poseidon's vengeance, the dangers he will face, and the importance of restraint if he hopes to return home safely. The Sirens. Sailing onward, Odysseus encounters the Sirens, beautiful creatures whose enchanting song lures sailors to their doom. He instructs his men to plug their ears with beeswax, but curious to hear the song, he has himself bound to the mast of the ship. Unable to free himself, he hears the song, but survives. Scylla and Charybdis. Odysseus faces the sea monsters. Scylla, a six-headed creature who devours sailors, and Charybdis, a massive whirlpool. Although he loses several men to Scylla, Odysseus manages to sail past these perils, showing both his bravery and acceptance of necessary sacrifices. The Cattle of Helios. Tiresias had warned Odysseus to avoid the sacred cattle of the sun god, Helios. However, when his men, driven by hunger, kill and eat the cattle, Helios demands vengeance. Zeus responds by destroying Odysseus's ship, killing all his crew, and leaving Odysseus to drift alone to Calypso's island. 5. The return to Ithaca and the test of the Suitors. The Phaeacians, moved by Odysseus's story, agree to help him return to Ithaca. Disguised as a beggar with Athena's aid, Odysseus secretly enters his homeland to assess the situation. He meets Telemachus, who has grown and matured in his father's absence. Together, they devise a plan to reclaim the household. Penelope, still loyal, has promised to marry the suitor who can string Odysseus's great bow and shoot an arrow through 12 axe heads. Only the beggar, Odysseus in disguise, can accomplish the feat. Revealing his identity, he and Telemachus, along with a few faithful servants, confront and slay the suitors in a fierce battle within the palace hall, reclaiming his rightful place. 6th Reunion and Resolution. After the suitors are slain, Odysseus is reunited with Penelope, who cautiously tests him to confirm his identity. She mentions moving their bed, a trick, as only Odysseus would know it is immovable, carved from a living olive tree. This proof solidifies their bond, and Penelope fully accepts his return. Peace is eventually restored in Ithaca with Athena's intervention, ending the cycle of revenge. Odysseus reclaims his place as king, reunited with his family, and finally bringing stability to his household after 20 years of war and wandering. In the Odyssey, Homer captures the hero's journey as not only a physical adventure, but also a test of endurance, intelligence, and loyalty, emphasizing themes of perseverance, identity, and the power of cunning over brute strength. Odysseus's tale remains a classic exploration of human resilience and the longing for home.